Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. We are back with another Beauty Empties video today. So I have skincare, hair care, makeup, and body care items that I have fully used up, and I'm here to let you know my thoughts on all of them. If you like a bunch of little mini beauty reviews all in one place, you've come to the right spot, and we're gonna jump into that in a second. But before we do, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, click on that notification bell, and drop a comment below letting me know if there is a product that you have recently used up and what your thoughts were on that product. Thank you so much for doing all of those things. It really helps to support me with the YouTube algorithm, so I appreciate you so much. And as always, if you need anything from me at all, it's always going to be listed in my description box below, including Lightroom preset filters for editing your Instagram photos, my SPF merch, timestamps, discount codes, links to all the products that I'll be talking about, and links to my favorite beauty products of all time. Alright, let's jump into it. Alright, let's kick off this video with skincare, and my first skincare empty is definitely something that I've showed, I feel like, in almost every single one of my previous empties videos, because this is just a go-to for me, a staple, something that I continue to repurchase for makeup removal, and it's the Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water, the all-in-one waterproof version, or the one with the blue cap. So this is definitely my #1 recommendation for makeup removal for anybody that has oily skin, or for anyone that just really doesn't love a balm or an oil or anything with a little bit of a thick formula or a greasy residue, because this is incredibly lightweight, pretty much just feels like water, and there's zero residue at all. There's no oily slip, so if you're not into that thing, you will really enjoy this. Just put it on a microfiber towel with a little bit of warm water and your makeup will slip right off. It's very basic, fragrance and essential oil free, so nothing that you have to worry about as far as irritating your skin. It just gets the job done, and then you can move right along and cleanse. So you've seen it before, you'll continue to see it. The Garnier Micellar Water is definitely a fave. Next up is the CeraVe Skin Renewing Gel Oil, and this is definitely a product that I feel flies under the radar from CeraVe. There's so many products from the brand that people just know very well. They're really hyped, but this is not one of them, and I definitely think it deserves more hype, which is why I did include it in a video when I talked about underrated products from some of the most popular affordable brands. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will list that below so you can check it out, but this was one of those products because it's so good and it's also really unique. So it has this kind of hybrid gel oil formula, which makes sense as to why it's called their skin renewing gel oil. Funny how that works. But it doesn't feel greasy whatsoever, so I actually think that this is the perfect alternative to their healing ointment during the day, because it actually fully dries down so that you can wear it underneath makeup, whereas the healing ointment doesn't do that. It kind of stays sitting ointmenty on the skin, if you know what I'm talking about. So that is definitely much more of a nighttime product, but if you love that and you want something for the day that's not going to make your skin look shiny and greasy, but definitely will help with dehydration and flakiness, check it out. You're gonna love it, I promise. Next up is the Geek & Gorgeous Jelly Joker Cleanser, which continues to be one of my all-time favorite holy grail cleansers. It's such a nice, lightweight, hydrating formula, has that jelly feel that I am obsessed with. It's very soft on the skin, and whenever I use it, my skin just feels hydrated and replenished. So I love reaching for this. One of you actually asked recently if I still use anything from Geek & Gorgeous, if I still recommend the brand, and yes, I love the brand. If you've never checked them out, you definitely should. They have so many amazing products, and this is at the top of my recommendations list from Geek & Gorgeous. So I've pretty much just been alternating between this and my By Beam Milk Melt Cleanser that a lot of you already know. I'm obsessed with as well. Whenever I finish a bottle of that, I'll jump to this and then just go back and forth. Those are my two babies, my two favorite cleansers. I have been having a love affair with a Dermatology needleless serum for close to 2 years at this point, which means that you guys have had to suffer as a result and have had to hear me talk about this at least 1,000,001 times. So for those of you that have been around for a while, I'm going to spare you and not dive into my whole spiel on why I love this so much and why it's my favorite anti-aging serum. But in case you are new here and you don't know what this serum is and why it's my favorite ever, I'm gonna list a video below where I talk about my favorite anti-aging serums of all time. In that video, I cover this in depth. I talk about the anti-aging ingredients in it. I show you guys the formula, which is very amazing and lightweight and silky. I love it so much, but I promise I'm gonna spare you guys, so we'll keep it at that. Dermatology Needleless Serum, my go-to nighttime serum. You will continue to see this for, I'm sure, a very long time in Empties videos moving forward. But let's move right along. Next up is a sunscreen from La Roche-Posay. This is their Anthelio 60 Melt-In Sunscreen Milk. So this is a face and body sunscreen, but it claims to work for all skin types. It says it's fast absorbing, has a velvety finish, and is water resistant for up to 80 minutes. I agree with almost all of that, but not all of that, which I will explain in a second, but the formula of this is so nice. I would say compared to my other favorite sunscreens, it is on the thicker side, but it doesn't feel thick and heavy. It still is a really nice, silky, lighter weight formula. It's just a little bit creamier and more moisturizing, again, than some of my other favorites that I've talked about before. So think Asian sunscreen, like really liquidy, runny, almost watery, just crazy lightweight. This is not quite like that, but it still is so nice. It feels very silky. I would agree, it feels velvety and it just kind of dries down naturally. It doesn't make your skin look shiny. So I think that this is the perfect sunscreen for anyone with normal to dry skin year round, or in these really cold, dry months, if you have oily skin and you want a little bit more moisture without the really shiny finish, you will love this. It's so good. So I think it's great for that. What I don't agree with is the 80 minutes of water resistance. So this summer I was about to go on a run and needed a body sunscreen. Of course, you will not catch me outside in the summer without a body sunscreen. So because this is a face and body sunscreen and is water resistant for up to 80 minutes, allegedly, I thought that I would be good to go. I was not good to go. I was not even close to being a little bit good to go. When I tell you that this fully melted off my skin, I mean it. I looked like I had icing all over my body. It was absolutely disgusting. It just was like puddles of sunscreen just dripping off of me all over my clothes. It was so gross. It was very hot out, so I'm gonna cut them a little bit of slack, like a 90+ degree day. But still, I feel like it was completely gone within 10 to 20 minutes. 80 minutes did not happen for me. So maybe don't rely on this for a body sunscreen during a run when it's really hot out, but otherwise I think that it's fabulous and would highly recommend. That was a long story, but you know, I just gotta tell you guys way too much always. And last, for skincare, I have two different serums from The Ordinary, but I wanna talk about them together because I did test them out together as part of a little experiment. I was planning to do an entire before and after video on them, but we'll talk about why that didn't happen in a second here. So first is the Argireline Solution 10%. This says it targets the appearance of dynamic facial lines. Second is Matrixyl 10% plus hyaluronic acid, which is a high-strength peptide formulation. I kept hearing rumblings about these two, especially Argireline, but even more so when you combine it with Matrixyl 10%. The rumblings basically said that this was like magic in a bottle, supposed to be like Botox in a bottle, that if you used up full bottles of each of these, you would see this insane transformation in your skin as far as fine lines, wrinkles, how plump it is, all of that amazing stuff. So I was ready to go. I had before videos of my skin. I used them religiously every day in my morning skincare routine. I finished up the bottles. I really didn't see a difference. I was like, okay, scratch that video idea, which was so upsetting because it takes a long time to go through full bottles. So I had this planned out for months and then, you know, had to scratch it because what am I gonna do? Sit down and be like, hey guys, there's no difference in my skin. Thanks for watching. I wouldn't do that to you guys. That's so anticlimactic. So I do think that these ingredients are great. Don't get me wrong. I think that this combination of serums is great. And I think that if you're somebody that's not currently using a peptide serum and is not using any form of a retinoid, especially tretinoin, you would probably see a really noticeable improvement in your skin as far as fine lines and how plump it is and how firm it is. I think I just didn't really see a big difference because I'm using tretinoin. I'm already using a peptide serum, that dermatology serum, so this wasn't really giving me anything that I didn't already have from somewhere else, if that makes sense. So it's not to say that I didn't like how my skin looked when I used these. It looked very hydrated and glowy, but as far as those more, I don't know, transformative anti-aging benefits, I just didn't really see a change there. So I thought that I would just let you guys know that in an empties video instead of making an entire clickbait video to be like, nothing happened, but that was Argireline and Matrixyl 10%, a fail for me, but I would be very curious to hear if any of you guys are not using retinoids, not using peptide serums, how this duo worked for you, because again, I think you would really love that. That would be fun. All right, let's jump over to hair care next. So first I have the Kristen S Fragrance Free Detangling Tonic. I've recommended this before. It's a good drugstore leave-in conditioner that detangles the hair. You can use this post-wash, you can use it midweek to recondition. Really good for both of those things, but I have to say, since I initially discovered this product, I have discovered more from the drugstore that I feel even more impressed by. And when I look at this, it does feel a little bit more basic compared to those others. So I'm not going to repurchase now that I've used it up, but if you've been curious about it, if you've really been wanting to try it, I do still think that it's good. It's not like it's a bad product. There's just things that I like even more now. So goodbye. It was nice knowing you for a while. We have a conditioner, which feels very exciting for me to say. I almost can't believe it. It is so difficult for me to fully go through bottles of shampoo and conditioner, especially liters. I have a liter set of Pureology Strength Cure left. Once that's gone, I will never buy liters ever again because it's impossible for me to go through. Obviously, part of my job is testing out products, so that's problem number one. Problem number two is that I wash my hair once a week. So you combine those two problems, you have a serious dilemma. That's a lot of product that's sitting around that I do eventually end up giving away because there's just no freaking way. So if I do fully use something up, that means I absolutely love it, which is definitely the case with the Olaplex No. 5 Bond Maintenance Conditioner. So good. It's pH balanced. You get great ingredients. That was super annoying. So good. Anyway, do any of you guys just annoy yourself sometimes, or is that just me? This is pH balanced. It has amazing ingredients in it. Of course, they're bond repair ingredient to strengthen damaged hair, lots of plant oils and butters to nourish and condition the hair, and a really, really nice formula that I think is pretty universal. It's not too lightweight, but it's not too heavy. It has just enough creaminess to it to properly condition the hair without weighing it down and not being waxy or anything like that. So I love it. I would definitely recommend it. It's one of my favorite products from Olaplex for sure. Next up is the Fable & Mane Hair Oil, which I was using as a pre-shampoo oil treatment to protect the lengths and ends of my hair. I really, really enjoyed using it in that way. I also think this would be amazing on the scalp if you have dryness, flakiness, to use overnight, sleep in it kind of like a little scalp mask, and then wash it out in the morning because there's so many great oils in this. Let me pull it up. Castor oil, safflower oil, sesame oil, jojoba oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil, squalane, and that's not even all. There's more than that, but I'm gonna wrap it up there for the sake of keeping this video going. So great treatment oil, so many nourishing ingredients in this. It's definitely more so designed to be a treatment oil for the ends and the scalp and then to be washed out after and not a styling oil. So it is, I would say, a little bit greasier than some other styling oils I own. I would just use it for that. So if you're looking for a pre-shampoo oil, this is definitely one worth looking into. I've really liked it. Next up, we have Pureology Hydrate Soft. This is technically a softening treatment, but I don't really know that that is a real thing. I mean, it did make my hair feel soft, I will say that, but I picked it up to use as a conditioner / hair mask when I was dealing with protein buildup on my hair because it's protein free. Has some really nice strengthening ingredients like amodimethicone and quartz, has shea butter and sweet almond oil, which are very nice and nourishing, and I really love this formula. I do think you could use it as either a conditioner or a mask. It's creamy, it's not too heavy, it feels so soft. It does. And it also really helped to detangle my hair as well, which was a really nice added benefit. So if you have super tangly hair, you could even mix this in with whatever conditioner you're currently using with your hair mask to just get that little added benefit, some extra slip. I think that it's really nice. So tangly hair, anyone looking for a protein-free conditioner or mask, this will be for you. Next up is the IGK Direct Flight Multitasking Matcha Dry Shampoo. This, I would say, is a good dry shampoo, but it's not great. If you have minimal levels of oil, like just a little bit of oil on the scalp, you'll enjoy this because the formula is weightless. It leaves no residue in the hair, there's no grit, so that I love. It has a very nice fresh scent to it, which is nice for a midweek refresh when the hair is not smelling as fresh, if you know what I mean. But if you do have a really oily scalp, you're looking super greasy, this is probably not going to cut it for you. I did include this in my dry shampoo showdown, so if you want to see this compared to 10 other dry shampoos, then you will see what I'm talking about and you'll see what I prefer over this, especially because it's not a drugstore price point. I just won't rebuy, but IGK has some amazing products. Let me know if you guys would like a review on that brand. I feel like they have a lot of good stuff and they don't get a ton of hype. Okay, for body care, I have two different items. The first is a body wash from OGX. This is their Ultra Moisture Extra Creamy Coconut Oil. What? Coconut Miracle Oil Body Wash, I think is what it's called. I get so confused sometimes when they put all of these random things around. I'm like, what are you called? But that's the only complaint you're gonna hear me file when it comes to this product, because I am obsessed with it. It smells so, so good. It's coconut and vanilla scented, and those two scents are my favorite scents when it comes to body care, but especially together, coconut vanilla takes the cake for me for all body care products. So this just smells so good. There's just something so light and fresh and dreamy and calming about coconut vanilla. It doesn't get better for me. The formula is great as well. It's very nice and soft and moisturizing. My skin doesn't feel stripped after I use it. It's great. I would highly recommend, and we love that it's drugstore. It doesn't get better. Also, I picked up their coconut coffee body wash after I finished this one to try something else, and I'm obsessed with that too. So I may have found my new favorite body wash brand, and I'm just loving that it's affordable. Next up is the Cetaphil Advanced Relief Lotion with shea butter. I love this formula. It's the perfect balance between being a lightweight lotion, but something that keeps you feeling moisturized all day long so that your skin doesn't start to feel dry or itchy whatsoever. It's fast absorbing. It's really, really nice, except for the fact that it smells salty, almost like Play-Doh. And I don't know if that is a result of their reformulation, because this is their new and improved reformulated version. I can't remember if I tried this exact version before it was reformulated, so I don't know if it's always smelled that way. It is enough to bother me while I'm applying it, but I will say that I am really particular about scents when it comes to things like that, so I'm not sure if it would be noticeable enough for the average person who doesn't care as much about that, but I don't know, you guys, it smells really salty to me. So something that I started to do was actually spray a body mist in with this to mask the scent, and then that made it smell good on top of that. So I don't know if I'll rebuy yet. I kind of want to try some of their other versions to see if that's exclusive to this one. I haven't decided if I'll rebuy, because I do really love the formula, but it's a little bit of a hassle for me to spray in the body mist, you know, when I could just not do that with others. So it's good. But if you don't love the idea of a salty smelling lotion, maybe skip it. How long has this been sitting here? I swear to God, if this has been here the entire video, I might lose it. I might lose it. I'm really sorry. I hope that wasn't distracting. I actually need some of that. All right, let's wrap up this empties video with makeup empties. So first is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, which is a brow setting gel. It is really good, but I don't know that it's that amazing to me to warrant the price point. I'm gonna stick to things like clear mascara that I can get for like $3, or the Arches and Halos brow setting gel. That's less expensive. I'll go for those over this, just doesn't feel necessary to me. Next, we have an Essence mascara. This is their Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. They definitely make some of the best, most affordable mascaras out there. This one's great. It's incredibly lengthening, so something that I really like to use with a volumizing mascara alongside it, and then that duo just makes for really nice lengthened, volumized lashes. So definitely worth looking into if you've never tried out Essence Lash Princess mascaras. They're worth the hype for sure, and I'm pretty sure they're like $4 or something. Come on. Second to last is the Morphe concealer, which I have to say is a really, really nice concealer. It's full coverage, it feels lightweight, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't settle into lines for me, it's a long wear. I really, really like it. But the color selection is not the best in my opinion. I have not been able to find a perfect match for me when I'm fair or when I have self-tanner on, honestly. Everything's just a little bit too light, or a little bit too dark, or a little bit too pink, or a little bit too yellow. It's like I can't get the shade and the undertone to mesh for just what I need. So I'm curious if you guys have the same issue, because I feel like when I look at their selection of shades in total, I feel like even for shades that wouldn't work for me, how they bounce back and forth, I'm like, it feels kind of off, like they're missing shades. So I would love to see them revamp that, because then this would be such an amazing option for such a low price point. And concealer is really hard to find at the drugstore. Well, concealer is not hard to find. Impressive concealer is hard to find at the drugstore, and this would be one of those for sure if they had better shades that worked for me. So I probably won't repurchase. There's others that I enjoy that just color match me better. Last, we have something that is an old school product. This is taking me back in time. It's the Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Liner. I loved using this in college. It was my go-to because it's long wear and it's budge proof, so it's not something that's going to transfer or slide around. I hadn't used this for the longest time, and about a year ago I felt re-inspired to test it out again, but I just don't wear black liner anymore, so I haven't been using this, and now it's fully dried up and I couldn't even use it if I wanted to. So it's a really nice gel liner, so if you're looking for one that's affordable, I would definitely recommend it, but it's just a little bit too bold looking for my personal taste now on myself. I wonder if they have this in brown and like a light brown. I would definitely try that. All right, you guys, it is officially time to wrap up this video, but I hope that you had fun hanging out with me, and you'll have to let me know in the comments below. Are you gonna try anything that I talked about? If so, as always, all of the products that I mentioned will be listed in my description box below in order of mention with a link, so it's really easy for you to find. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell and send my channel to a friend. All of those things really help me out so much, so I appreciate you guys for doing that. I love you. Stay tuned for my next video. That will be up in a few days, but until then, I hope you have a great few days.